Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Imagine a missile streaking at hypersonic speeds, defying defenses like they were paper targets. Today, we're diving into Yemen's brand new hypersonic missile and asking a crucial question. Can Israel stop this next generation threat? Over the next few minutes, we'll unpack the story from inception to interception strategy, so stay tuned. You've just heard the hook. Now let's unpack the basics. A hypersonic missile travels faster than 5 times the speed of sound, meaning it can fly at over 800 miles per hour. That speed, combined with unpredictable glide paths, poses a challenge to traditional radar-guided surface-to-air missiles and missile defense systems. Yemen's introduction of this missile marks a milestone. They've crossed from short-range rockets into advanced weapons technologies. This development has immediate implications for Israel's national defense planning. Yemen doesn't share a border with Israel, but these weapons could be transferred via allied groups in the region. Understanding the missile's speed, range, and maneuverability is essential to grasp the urgency behind this story. In short, we're dealing with a fast, agile, and potentially disruptive threat that requires next-level defensive planning. Now, let's build up on that foundation. Yemen's new missile reportedly uses a boost glide trajectory. It's launched on a rocket booster, then separates and glides at hypersonic speeds toward its target at low altitude. This makes detection harder because ground-based radars struggle to spot low, flying, fast-moving objects. It also shrinks reaction time. Defenders may have mere seconds to detect, track, and intercept. Israel's defense architecture has traditionally focused on threats like ballistic missiles and cruise missiles using systems like Iron Dome, David's Sling, and Arrow. These systems have been extremely effective, but they weren't designed for hypersonic glide vehicles. That raises a critical question. Can Israel adapt or upgrade its existing systems to fill the gap, or does this demand entirely new solutions? Let's move deeper. What exactly makes this missile a game changer? First, its speed is nearly unmatched. It strikes faster than the blink of an eye, outpacing most interceptor missiles' response time. Second, its maneuverability allows it to zig-zag unpredictably, evading guided interception. Third, its low-altitude path makes it harder to detect early and track accurately. Combine these traits and you create a threat that skirts past current defense nets. Meanwhile, Israel's current systems rely on a layered approach. Iron Dome for short-range rockets, David's Sling for mid-range threats, and Arrow for high-altitude ballistic missiles. A hypersonic glide vehicle falls outside this layered design. The big tech question now: can Israel upgrade radar systems with faster processing and new algorithms, or invest in directed energy weapons, space-based sensors, or rapid response interceptors? They may need to rethink detection and interception fundamentals. Now let's shift to Israel's potential countermeasures. One option: radar upgrades and AI-enhanced tracking to spot that sleek glide vehicle earlier and cue interceptors faster. Another: new interceptor missiles engineered for higher speeds and more agile maneuvering. Israel's defense firms are already experimenting with advanced kinetic interceptors, maybe even railgun-style launchers. A third strategy: directed energy weapons like high-power lasers, which can theoretically deliver near-instantaneous hits at the speed of light. No waiting, no lead calculation. Beyond the kinetic route, satellite-based early warning systems could detect launches from Yemen or staging areas much earlier than ground systems. Together, these layers, improved radar, AI, fast interceptors, lasers, satellites, could form a defense stack specially tuned to hypersonic threats. Zooming out, let's see how regional dynamics shape the issue. Yemen doesn't operate alone. It's tied to regional players and proxy groups with evolving weapons portfolios. The transfer of advanced missiles could be facilitated through alliances with groups in Gaza, Lebanon, or elsewhere, creating indirect threats to Israel's south or north. Simultaneously, Israel faces other challenges, from Iran's missile arsenal to Hezbollah's rockets. Adding Yemen's hypersonic threat raises the strategic stakes. This forces Israel to weigh investments. Should they focus resources on upgrading existing systems or develop entirely new platforms? Budget, technology partnerships, and international backing all play a role, especially as Western allies also reckon with hypersonic proliferation globally. It's not just a technical puzzle, it's a regional security calculus. Let's get technical again. What's inside the missile's black box? We don't have full specs, but experts speculate it uses high-energy propellants for the booster, thermal protection materials on the glider, and compact guidance electronics to steer it at Mach 5 speeds. Yemen has reportedly received design assistance from external actors experienced in hypersonics, which makes the missile more believable. That said, assembling a reliable hypersonic system involves overcoming extreme heat, G-forces, and guidance precision. Intercepting it requires new radar waveforms, longer range, faster update rates, and resilient against clutter. Then there's interceptor missile design. It may need propulsion and steering architecture capable of matching the glider's speed and unpredictability, plus secure communication for real-time updates. The engineering margin for error is tiny, both for offense and defense, making this a high-stakes technology duel. At this point, we should ask, how close are we to actual deployment? Defense sources suggest the missile is still in testing or early deployment. That gives Israel a window, but it's narrowing fast. Missile tests, trial firings, telemetry leaks, all will reveal data that Israel's intelligence community will analyze closely. If Israel can capture early test data, say via satellite imagery or ELINT monitoring, it can model the missile's trajectory and behavior. That informs interceptor development and strategy. In real operatives, Israel may conduct joint tests, simulations, and exercise scenarios to test their systems against this threat. At the same time, intelligence sharing with allies, like the US, could accelerate countermeasure solutions. So while the missile's there, the clock's ticking. Israel hopefully has time, but not luxury, to innovate at pace. Let's talk about broader military tech trends. Around the world, leading militaries are racing to counter hypersonic threats. The US is building new radar systems, kinetic energy interceptors, and glide vehicle detect satellites. Russia and China have fielded hypersonic weapons and see them as strategic game changers. Israel could tap into that global momentum, maybe developing defense tech with partners. Meanwhile, Israel's own ecosystem of defense innovation, like Rafale, Israel Aerospace Industries, and Elbit, offers strong domestic horsepower. They could prototype next-gen interceptors or beam weapons rapidly. Combined with Israel's history of agile military R&D, there's potential to out-innovate the threat within a few years. But the path isn't easy. Hypersonics are all about doing nearly impossible physics in real time. To succeed, Israel must blur the line between ongoing defense production and cutting-edge innovation. What about civilians and policymakers? For Israelis, this threat isn't fiction, it's deeply real. Israeli defense doctrine must adapt. Emergency shelters, civil defense drills, warning systems, all need updates for hypersonic arrival profiles that could strike in under a minute. That triggers policy decisions on funding, procurement, and strategic posture. Politically, Israel will need to weigh whether to publicly communicate the threat to rally support or manage it discreetly to avoid panic. Diplomatically, Israel may engage international partners, condemning Yemen's proliferation, seeking export controls, and enforcing UN resolutions. Tech diplomacy may follow, sharing with allies how to counter hypersonic threats and pooling R&D. For the average viewer watching this video, this is no abstract tech story. It's about keeping people safe. Understanding the scale and speed of the issue underscores why military tech vigilance matters now more than ever. To wrap up, Yemen's new hypersonic missile challenges Israel, and arguably the wider region, on multiple levels. Speed, maneuverability, low altitude. An emerging deployment mean old defenses don't cut it, but Israel has strengths too: radar upgrades, AI, fast kinetic interceptors, directed energy, satellites, and innovation culture. The real test will be turning theory into action. Building, testing, fielding. Will Israel keep pace? The window is short and the stakes are high, but with urgency, creativity, and global collaboration, there's hope. That leads to our closing line: if Israel can't stop it, who can? But with the right tech and timing, Israel just might. Thanks for watching. Stay sharp and stay tuned for the next update.